You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. My name is Safan. You can find me on Twitter and gab.ai. But before we start, a little discretion. If you're a liberal, Democrat, socialist, please turn on my channel. You guys have a good day. This channel's not for you. Let's carry on. This story I wouldn't touch on for a couple days ago. I just hadn't had time to touch on it. In recent interview about Bernie Sanders, right, he's admit that he is too a millionaire. And he said, if you wrote the best-selling book, you too could be a millionaire, right? This coming from a socialist, right? This guy telling about capitalism's a bad thing. It's bad to have that much money, right? And say all these stuff about rich people, a millionaire, when it turns out that he's also a millionaire. So how are you going to take him seriously with his rhetoric, right? With his claim that all the 1%ers or rich people must pay their fair share. You know what, Bernie Sanders, if you want to start talking about pay the fair share, why don't you start with yourself, right? And not only yourself, why don't you start with your wife and her scandals with the university, embezzling money and all that stuff? Okay? This is practically the worst answer he could give, right? And he's pandering to his supporter about, by the way, his supporters mainly broke millennials, all right? And wanted free stuff. And he himself is a millionaire. And he's not advocating that, right? So this totally shattered the illusion that Bernie Sanders is a hypocrite. Major hypocrite. Talking all this smack about rich people. When he turn himself, when he talk about him, he is a rich people, right? Not only that, this guy never worked an honest day in his life. How many jobs has he created? Okay? How many normal work hours have he worked? Have he ever lifted a box? Have he ever dig a hole? Have he ever do all these stuff that hard labor worker done in their life? Okay, this guy want to say he represent the working class. How is it working class when you never actually work in your life? You wrote a book and you sold $1 million, right? And God knows what you did with all those contributions back in 2016. What did you do with all that money, Bernie Sanders? Okay? And not too many people know, especially his millennial supporter, know that his wife is in some serious college scandals, all right? You God knows how much money that they're embezzling, all right? Bernie Sanders is by far Bernie Sanders is a fraud, right? He's a fraud, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of stuff backlash from his supporter who watches my channel, like I did with Andrew Yang. I was talking about it's impractical to have UBI and all that stuff, and I get a whole henchman attacking me for that video. All right, these millennials, most of them are millennials, okay, that don't understand the consequences of printing out money. And I have this guy telling me that it's based on the person, it's all based on the people views on it, what the trust of the value of the people. I'm like, bro, no matter what it is, you can print out a lot of money, it's going to devalue the money, right? Regardless of people's faith of the currency. Okay, but back to Bernie Sanders. I saw this article. I wanted to make it so bad. I just hadn't had time. It's just finally I had time to talk about it. This guy talking about the 1%ers give the fair share, all right? And he released his tax. The only reason why we found out about this is because he finally released his tax form. How come you didn't do that sooner, Bernie Sanders? All right, this career politician. I'm tired of this career politician who tried to resonate with normal people, knowing they ain't got nothing related to normal people. If you're a career if they are a career politician, you know they're lying. Career politicians never created jobs. Okay, they don't create jobs. All they do is spend money recklessly. All right, career politicians are not one to trust. And these people keep voting for a career politician. Career politician, lawyers are the least person you should vote for. Okay? If you see a candidate and they say they're a lawyer, don't vote for that person. If you see a candidate who's a career politician, don't vote for that person, okay? And if they're a Democrat, don't vote for that person. They're sleazy, conniving people, all right? Bernie Sanders falling into that category. He's nothing different. He wants put that independent on his in parentheses. I'm like, you're independent, but you're independent for the wrong reason, all right? You want to fight for people. How many jobs have you brought in for Vermont, Bernie Sanders? How many jobs have you brought in? Okay? You are a fraud, Bernie Sanders. You old geriatric liar. You ex-presidential candidate that don't even have the cojones to stand up to Hillary Clinton when it's obviously she took the nomination from you. You lied to a bunch of your supporters. All right? You disappoint a lot of your supporters. You disappoint a lot of your supporters that they actually voted for Donald Trump. Okay? That's what happened. You disappoint a lot of your bases that they got so mad they voted for Donald Trump. So you are the one contributor that got Donald Trump elected because you're hypocrisy, right? You ran against Hillary Clinton, and what happened at the end? You support her. Wow. Guess how devastating your supporter must felt. All right? You are a fraud. Now he said, I wrote a best-selling book, and you could be a millionaire too. You know what? That sounds like capitalism to me, right? This from a guy who said he hate capitalism and benefit on the back of capitalism by selling his book. Okay? This guy don't advocate capitalism, but yet again, he's using capitalism. Capitalism is the only thing that make people come out of oppression or come out of poverty. If you have a good idea, you put it up for sale, and that good idea sells, then you're out of poverty. All right? That's how capitalism works. It gets you out of a bad situation. It's the only thing that works. Sure, it might have some downfalls if it's used improperly, but it have more upside to it. Capitalism has made so much people rich. When was the last time socialism made people rich? Besides the hierarchies. Okay? Socialism will never work. Socialism isn't going to work. He can't try to endorse socialism. Why don't you go to Venezuela and live there? All right? I know you already went to Russia to spend your honeymoon. Who go to Russia to spend their honeymoon? I'm not dodging Russia, all right? But who goes over there for a honeymoon? It's crazy. Ridiculous. He is the biggest hypocrite ever. He's a fraud. Bernie Sanders is a major fraud. Saying all these stuff about capitalism, millionaire, and all stuff, and it turns out he benefits on the back of that. He's also a millionaire. Ridiculous. And now he say he have a plan to have Medicare for all. And how you gonna expect that? How you gonna expect to pay for it? Raising taxes? Huh? He said the way he's gonna run Medicare for all is gonna cost less. Right? It's gonna cost less, more efficient. I'm like, whoa. That's a very big claim to make. Where is it? Let us see the plan. Right? Does it involve raising taxes? Okay? America don't like taxes. Taxation is stuff. If anything, you get rid of the IRS if it's so anti-capitalism. Right? But anyway, Bernie Sanders is a fraud. He came out saying he's a millionaire. I hope his supporter realize this and see through the shadows, see through this cloud that he's making himself to be. All right? How many private jet have he flown? Before 2016, he tried to ride business class like everybody else. Shut up, Bernie. All right, you have enough money to get a private jet already. Jesus Christ. You are such a liar, a terrible one at that. You're a fraud. You're phony. You lost all respect for me, Bernie Sanders. All right? And on that note, guys, let me know what you think. You think Bernie Sanders is a fraud? He said he's a millionaire. I'll link the article on the description below. All right? For selling his book, he capitalized become a millionaire by using capitalism. See how hypocritical that sounds? Let me know if you agree. You think Bernie Sanders is a fraud? All right? Would you vote for him again? But let me know. You can leave your comment below. If you want to support my channel, please like, share, subscribe. I'm not monetized by anybody, so that means I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited, and not bounded by anybody. So I can say whatever the heck I want to say. And I don't know, guys. I'll see you guys in the next podcast. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm signing out. Peace.